More than 60 million pounds involved, a months-long soap opera ended, and the fate of a Real Madrid star was sealed. Confirmed by none other than Fabrizio Romano. Meanwhile, in Valdebebas, a possible €300 million reinforcement was mercilessly discarded, even with the glaring shortage in the squad. And as if that wasn't enough, a bombshell internal decision by the club may influence the future of one of the most coveted defenders in Europe, with Fabrizio Romano himself nailing the unexpected outcome. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel now, my Madridista friend. Here it's hot content every day about the greatest club on the planet. Guys, that kid who already carries the weight of millions on his back, who has the potential to become the next idol of the Bernabeu, is coming back stronger than ever. I'm talking about Endrick, and the news couldn't be better. The boy is training on the pitch again. That's right, he's back on the field, and that's a clear sign that his recovery is in the final stretch. After an injury that was a real struggle, that made everyone hold their breath and think, will it work out? Endrick reappears more motivated than ever, with a new number on his shirt and the chance to soon be an absolute starter. The information comes from the portal The Real Champs, and they nailed it. The kid is already doing light ball training and should be back in the squad within a few weeks. And listen, if Rodrigo ends up leaving, yeah, hold on, I'll talk about that soon. Endrick could be crucial in the attacking rotation. He's young, hungry for football, and now he'll have room to show everything he knows under Xabi Alonso's command. The last time he was gaining momentum, a setback stopped everything. But this time, guys, everything points to it working out. And I'll say something that many fans seem to forget. The kid is only 19 years old. Look at what Vinicius and Rodrigo went through at the start, and look at what they became today. With patience, focus, and real chances, this boy can be a lethal weapon for Real Madrid this season. And I'll be in the stands shouting his name because I believe. But now I want to know from you, does Endrick already deserve to be a starter? Or should Real wait a little longer before throwing him into the big games? Comment down below what you expect from him this season. I'm reading everything. Let's chat like the true fanatics we are. All right, Madridistas, we need to talk. You know that type of player who makes all the difference against tight defenses, who sees a gap where no one else does, who finds impossible passes and decides tough matches. Yeah, Real Madrid needs that guy, and the worst part is that everyone knows it. Except the board. According to Mundo Deportivo, Xabi Alonso has said from the start that the team needs a creative midfielder, someone like Kroos or Modric in their prime, to orchestrate the game, break defenses, and set the rhythm. But what was the board's response? We're not signing anyone. That's right. Even with the name of Rodri from Manchester City being analyzed, Real dropped the deal because they doubted his physical condition, since the guy spent almost a year injured. Other options were studied by the scouting department, but none moved forward. The conclusion was clear. There's no one on the market better than what we already have. It's a joke, right? Against Osasuna, for example, we won with a penalty goal from Mbappé, but the struggle to create chances was absurd. And we do have quality, huh? But we're missing the guy who brings calm, the spark of genius in the final third. Could Güler be that guy in the future? Maybe, but he's still raw. Meanwhile, the season is about to start, the schedule will get packed, and Xabi Alonso will have to make do with what he has. No reinforcement, no extra creativity, no excuses. Let's hope he manages to work miracles. But it sure looks tough. Remember all those rumors that Rodrigo was leaving for Arsenal? That the English were desperate for him? Well, it's over. That soap opera is done, and the decision has been made. Rodrigo will not play for Arsenal. The guys in London made the call, and according to the portal Football London, they closed with none other than Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace for more than £60 million. That's right, invested in a single player, in a move that officially ends any possibility of Rodrigo being transferred to the Gunners. And look, it wasn't for lack of trying, huh? Mikel Arteta, a big fan of Spanish football, had been eyeing Rodrigo for months, especially after the arrival of Andrea Berta to Arsenal's board, who knows European football very well and has already worked with players like Griezmann, João Felix, and others. The intention was clear: to transform Arsenal's attack with a true star. But then came Kai Havertz's injury, and everything changed. The board went into emergency mode, held a lightning meeting, and decided to throw the money at Eze, who had already been an old target. And suddenly, the one who was about to become a competitor for our number 11 disappeared from the map. With this signing, their attack is now Eze and Martinelli on the left, Gyökeres and Trossard in the center, Saka and Madueke on the right. A strong squad, of course, but it will no longer include the name of Rodrigo Goes. And let me tell you something, better for us. Because despite some quiet performances, Rodrigo is still a decisive player, a guy who has already scored in a Champions League semifinal, who has already saved Real in big matches, and who, with the offensive rotation under Xabi Alonso, can very well regain his confidence and explode once and for all this season. And look, Xabi Alonso has already said publicly that he wants to give Rodrigo more confidence, so forget that story of he's going to be a bench player. The guy will have space, yes. And with this atmosphere of renewal and youth in the squad, he can reinvent himself. In the end, Arsenal thought they could just come here, open the safe, and take our attacker. But the Real Madrid shirt is heavy, and Rodrigo knows that. He's where he's supposed to be. And if it's up to us, he'll stay for a long time. And to wrap it up in style, an internal decision that shakes up the future of Real Madrid's defense. The name of the moment is him, Ibrahima Konate. Liverpool's powerhouse defender, starter for the French national team, a physical and technical monster with refined ball distribution, and who has been on Real Madrid's radar for a long time. But now, according to the site Defensa Central and confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, Real Madrid will not make any more signings this summer. That's right, Madridista. Doors closed, curtains down, transfer market over. And this changes a lot, because Konate's name had been gaining strength behind the scenes at the board. The guy has a contract until 2026 with Liverpool, but the renewal negotiations are completely stuck. The English want to hold on to him no matter what, but the player hasn't reached an agreement yet, and according to sources close to his staff, talks have cooled off. Meanwhile, in Valdebebas, there is indeed concern, because Rudiger and Alaba's contracts are nearing their end, and the board has not yet decided whether to renew with them or not. In other words, the future of the defense is still a big question mark, and that's exactly why Konate's name was seen positively. Young, experienced, playing at a high level, with complementary characteristics to the current defenders. But now, with this internal decision by Real Madrid not to sign anyone else in this window, this move is completely frozen, at least until January. And why does this matter so much? Because Real could have pulled a master move, forcing Liverpool to negotiate now while they could still earn something, or else wait until his contract ends and take him for free in the future. But with the board shutting down spending and saying no one else is coming, Konate will have to wait. And Liverpool, who already lost Trent Alexander-Arnold, is starting to panic not to repeat the same mistake. Real, on the other hand, is playing the patience game. They want to wait for developments, want to see if Konate signs or not. And if he doesn't, they can close a pre-contract as early as January 2026, getting him at no cost. Now think with me, would you leave the future of your defense in the hands of chance? If Rudiger doesn't renew, if Alaba keeps struggling with injuries, who's going to hold things down back there? And Konate was that guy. Now all that's left is to follow the next chapters. Until January, Real Madrid is out of the game. But if Liverpool fails to renew, then, my friend, the soap opera restarts with everything. And maybe, this time, with a happy ending for us. Man, if you made it this far, you already know the content was too hot. So don't slack off. Hit the like button, drop your comments about these bombshells, and subscribe so you don't miss a single video about our glorious Real Madrid. Here it's daily content, updated and always with the blood boiling with Madridismo. See you in the next video, guys, and Hala Madrid, always.